My wife and I went to the Seminole Casino. It's located in Hollywood, Florida, this weekend. The last-second getaway that we both needed. I used to do a lot of work with the kids since driving them all over the place. Now that one of my daughters is actually going to school in Jacksonville, which I told you about. And a lot of news on our part, right? We just broke the news that we're going to be trading on a T0 platform. It's going to provide us much more liquidity. They're the biggest in the world, trading security tokens. Lots of fantastic news coming out. More exchanges being launched. They call alternative trading systems, ATSs. Not allowed to call them exchanges yet. They're regulatory, but they are basically, exchanges. So lots of fun, lots of great news. Going to provide lots more liquidity for our token, which means, we're going to be able to grow the company a lot faster where we can acquire companies using our stock or our tokens. Again, this is equity stake. Hire more talent. We could raise money through it, and that's what we want to do here. We want to accelerate that growth. That's why you go public, to accelerate the growth. And looking forward to the months, years ahead. That was a major milestone for us. Again, it's just part of the process. It's not nothing that we should high-five each other about. We still have to work, a lot of work. But now we're in a very, very good position. It's going to really, really grow, and that's going to be exciting. Team's excited. It's awesome. If you're a shareholder, you don't have to do anything. We're going to email you. There's going to be lots more news coming out. Just in terms of restructuring the token, putting on a different blockchain. Again, you don't have to do anything. Everything's going to be fine. I'll let you know, but you'll see a couple of emails and videos coming out from me in the coming weeks. But busy. Took a lot of work to get that deal done behind the scenes, which is awesome. Love working with them, with the new partner, T0. Those guys are awesome, and very, very exciting news. But anyway, the Seminole Casino is in Hollywood, which is close to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, right? So it's about a 4.5-hour ride. And this is a place I've been going to with my friends probably for 8 years, 9 years, long time. So we go towards the end of March, almost April, for a few reasons, right? March Madness, we could watch the games, and these are my friends that, 4 or 5 of them that I grew up, that I know for over 30 years. And also mostly to see the Florida Derby, which is in Gulfstream Park, which is like a 10-minute ride from there. So we're all horse racing fans. And the Seminole Casino, we loved it. And it had this massive outside area, kind of like Disney downtown. This is when we used to go, right? So this is when we used to go. Now it's all renovated. I'll get to that in a second. But they had this whole outdoor area. We had stores, clubs, restaurants outside. You could walk around with your drinks. They had outdoor concerts. It was just a nice environment. It was cool. And then 5 years ago, they started renovating it. So they closed the entire outside area during this period, which kind of sucked for us since that was one of the really nice perks of going there. Just hanging out, you can do everything. It's almost like this whole entire area by itself inside its own property. And it's cool. So for 5 years, we didn't have that. And this is the first time I went there because they spent $1.5 billion, and now they finally finished the renovations, first time I've seen it, to basically make their hotel look like a giant guitar. $1.5 billion. Might not sound like a lot of money these days, right? We're throwing around trillions left and right. But the Cowboy Stadium cost $1.3 billion to build, just to put in perspective, which holds 100,000 seats, built on a 73-acre lot. This hotel, these guys, $1.5 billion. Again, it's the first time I've seen it fully open. And man, it was impressive. Now, granted, pulling up to a building that looks like a giant guitar, especially at night, where you have these spotlights shooting, like, when you see with the Twin Towers that they have there. For every September 11th, they shoot those right up. Huge shooting right up to the sky. It's really cool. The renovations included a huge concert hall, much bigger casino, more rooms and suites, more restaurants, and a lobby that looks something like Vegas, even better. And massive with huge waterfalls. And inside, like the walls and everything, it was unbelievable. It was nice. But the cost to stay there, and granted, it's nice. So the cost to stay at this hotel, again, it was a late trip. Thought about it Thursday and said, yeah, let's just get away, get a babysitter. For Saturday night was $1,200 for the night. $1,200. I'm not talking about staying in the penthouse, outdoor cabana, private pool, full A-list experience. I'm not talking about that, no. This is for a normal room. And for 2 nights, Friday and Saturday, they quoted me at $2,300. $2,300. That was after taxes and fees, which man, if you're traveling, are enormous right now, especially if you use sites like Expedia, wherever, Priceline.com. You go on those things, they're going to say, here's the hotel price. Wait till you see the fees that they're charging. Holy cow. I mean, it comes to probably 20% of the of whatever you're paying, whatever you see there. It's like a little option you can click. It says full price with taxes and fees, and then it goes from whatever. You're paying $500, it's going to go to like $600 and change, $650. When I went to Dallas, it was an extra $200 in fees for 2 nights. I mean, it's insane. But $2,300 for 2 nights. I mean, I travel state all over the world. Put up at the Four Seasons, Omni, Ritz. I mean, it's when I worked for my previous employer. I always used to have like great hotels and conferences I used to go to. But these rooms, which are immaculate and nice, I mean, they were less than $1,000 a night back then. And maybe they're a little bit like in that area now of $1,200. But the Four Seasons, Omni, Ritz, Carlton, they were always located in vacation areas, high traffic areas where there's tons of hotels. Right? So if you don't want to be in a 5-star place with your family, there's tons of other hotels to choose from, which are cheaper, and that's cool. But where the Seminole Hotel is located, and it's Davie, Florida to be exact. It's listed as Hollywood. It's Davie, Florida. I know people who live in Florida for 20 years don't know what Davie is. Davie is not but it's a shithole. At least where the casino's located. I don't know if I could say in a respected way. I mean, there's bars on windows everywhere. There's pawn shops, there's dope video boot stores, there's massage parlors. Not a place you want to walk around at night. But there's not really any hotels within 5 miles of this place to stay at. I mean, maybe a couple. And for me, I wasn't paying $2,300 for 2 nights for a small room that, my wife and I probably won't be in that much because we're going to be gambling, hanging out, and enjoying ourselves. So instead, looked for another hotel and found the Holiday Inn Suites about 12, 15 minutes away. And the total cost for 2 nights was $300. Pretty good savings there. And the room was perfect. You had like a little living area, and the room, it was beautiful. It was nice. Now, when we finally made it to the casino, we got there Friday night because there's a long drive. We saw that Guns N' Roses was playing there on Saturday. So, Guns N' Roses, we got tickets. Concert was pretty good. It wasn't great. It was good. I mean, Slash, and then you have Axl Rose. And by the way, I don't know if you saw pictures of Axl Rose. I don't want to say he looks like he's 80 years old because I've been insulting 80-year-old people. But he didn't age too well. I love him. He's great. Vocals were not great. You could see he had a lot of miles on him, but who cares? I mean, we're all singing Sweet Child of Mine, November Rain, and Welcome to the Jungle, and people going crazy, and it was awesome. It was a good concert. And it was in their new theater in the Hard Rock. And this theater is massive. It was massive. It was packed. I mean, 3 levels, general admission area included, which is the bottom area where you stand. And then you have 3 areas behind you, and it was packed. It was sold out. So we went in the general admission area, having fun, drinking beers. I will say, and this is, again, stock podcast, so I'm going to talk about the economy and stuff like that. The amount of money this place was making is absolutely insane. It was $7 for a slice of pizza. The line was like 50 deep at night, with a few places that were open like after 2 a.m. Just $7 for a slice, probably $4 or $5 for a Coke. Beers, I'm not talking about anybody, I'm talking about Bud Lights, was $7 on the casino floor. On the casino floor, which in Vegas, a lot of those hotels, I believe last time I went to Vegas a lot, they still give those to you for free when you're gambling. Not here. It's $7 a beer. I mean, you feel bad. I mean, you get a tip too. I mean, think how much that costs. I mean, it's $9 for a Corona. I think it's like $12 for a drink. But again, a lot of this stuff in Vegas, they give away for free. The new slot machines that they had there, very new and weird. Not like the Wheel of Fortunes or anything like that. And hey, my wife likes the slots. I play them with her. It would say, okay, when you win, it's like huge win, and it paid you like $22, $25. Jackpots were extremely low. The max you could win was like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 on some of these machines. And that's for betting $5 full amount and stuff like that. So it was just crazy. The 2 days that we were there and the slots we played, we didn't hit, anything over $50 once. And we played well. We did very, very well in blackjack, roulette. We did okay in. But it was crazy. I mean, we didn't see anyone hitting anything anywhere. You usually see a jackpot, they shut down machines. You see people at nothing at all. 2 straight days. Parking. We got there, parking, $30. And we valeted, since we stayed at someplace else, we valeted $30. And they were like, we need $30 right now. I don't think I've ever seen that before. You got to pay us now. There's probably so many people go in and they get wrecked. They come out, they have no money. And they're like, I don't care. Just give me my car. I'm not paying you. But they were like, you got to pay it right now before they even parked your car, which I thought was pretty funny. And I'm looking at this place going, how could anyone, like an average family, go there and enjoy themselves? I mean, you can unless you have $300 a person, I would think. I mean, table stakes were $25 and up. To stay at the hotel, again, was super expensive, yet it was packed. And when I called to book, I saw that there was a discount for Florida residents, just like it is in Disney and stuff like that. So I said, hey, look, can I get, that discount? And they said, sorry, we don't have any rooms available for the discount, for the Florida rate. And to me, that was a little weird because it's not like it's a king bed and we have no kings left. You can get a 2 queens or whatever. You have rooms left, and I'm from Florida. You were just like, hey, F off. We don't need to give you that discount right now because we don't need, which makes me think that it was really, really crowded, close to sold out. So people were paying those prices for the rooms. Maybe they booked earlier and it cost them a few $100s less. But if, on Thursday, they were trying to charge us $2,300. No discounts. We don't care. The hell with you. Insane. These guys are raking in the money. And it's crazy when you think about it. And maybe not so crazy when you think about it. Because the Hard Rock Seminole, it's built on property that's designated as Native American. Native American tribes are considered domestic sovereign nations, which means they're not subject to most state and federal laws, especially gambling authorities, like the Florida Gaming Commission or the Nevada Gaming Commission, if you're located in Vegas, where payouts by law must return at least 75% of slot machine wagers on average. Here, it doesn't matter. You don't know. There's nobody regulating them. Well, there is someone that's regulating them, actually. It's the tribal government of which the land was built upon. And they can have 20% average payouts if they want, and there's no one there to say, oh, too bad. That's significant. And when you have the people regulating the casino, right? So these are the people regulating the casino. These are the same people who are getting paid an absolute fortune, probably under the table, from these Native American casinos. And in order to qualify and get that tribal license, there's 2 things. There's actually about 6 or 7 things, but 2 things that I saw. Again, I did research on this, which I thought were interesting. But 2 clauses that you must do if you decide to build a casino on tribal land. The first, must donate to charitable organizations. I wonder how those are chosen. Probably chosen before you build and say, hey, these are the organizations. And help fund operations of local government agencies providing services to tribes. So, hey, here's a quick handout. It's not taxes, right? You're generating that for state, whatever, but it's basically throwing money to maybe the DOJ and FBI to make sure you don't come over here. Or when have you seen the DOJ and FBI raid a Native American casino? Ever. Never happens. Never happens. They say they're kind of like, they could come in, but they never will. They don't know what's going on. They have no idea. And they don't even care. Now, let's think about this for a minute. We talk about racism in the U.S., black, white, Hispanic. And that's nothing compared to what Indians went through. In 1830, we passed, I can't believe this is the name of it, the Indian Removal Act. Okay, we actually called it that, the Indian Removal Act. I know it's 1830. Might have been better to come up with a different name. Maybe the Indian New Homes Plan, Indian New Neighborhood Assistance Program, but Indian Removal Act. I mean, our politicians are a lot smarter these days, using names like the Affordable Care Act, which is the most expensive thing in the world for Americans, accounting for, $1.3 trillion of our national debt. It means healthcare cheap for anyone that has a job or own their company, but it's the Affordable Care Act. That's fine. Or the Patriot Act. That sounds awesome. Patriot. Fills me with pride as an American. Yet it's a license for the government to track everything you do, every second of the day. If you think that's false, watch Dateline, which is all about murders now, right? All about murders. My dad was on Dateline, and some of those watch segments, it was 6 different segments, when he picked stocks against a monkey. It was fantastic because a monkey was beating him at the beginning. Then it went on for like 2.5 years, and that wound up smoking him. But that's, he became, everybody knew who he was after that. That was pretty funny. I'll tell that story a different day. I think I told it a long, long time ago. But when you're watching Dateline, they always catch the guy that goes through the whole story. But at the end, it's the guy where, well, we looked at Google and searching, how to bury my wife without anyone finding out, or exactly where his last text was sent from based on a cell phone tower it bounced off of. I mean, they're tracking everything. They track it. That's the Patriot Act. But it's the Patriot Act. Such a nice, beautiful name. But the Indian Removal Act, this forced 125,000 Native Americans to leave their homelands, ancestral homelands in eastern United States, and go west to around where Oklahoma is. This is 1,000 miles away, covering 9 states. And most had to walk this, where thousands died from starvation, disease, exhaustion. But we basically came to America, Indians owned the land, and we just said, hey, too bad. Get the F off. It's ours. Goodbye. Crazy. I mean, we all know the story, but when you look in details and you read about it, you're like, holy cow, like exactly how they did this. So now they're operating a casino with almost no government or casino regulations, which control payouts. It's a demographic where it's like, what, 98% non-Native American who are gambling, spending money? I mean, if you were in their shoes with that history, what would you do? Personally, and I know this shit happened like 200 years ago, but I would do everything in my power to make sure every non-Native American loses every single penny that they got. Seriously. It just makes sense. I mean, I'm the idiot that goes to the casino, to the Indian casino, but it just kind of makes sense, right? The way the whole thing is laid out. But man, Native Americans, these casinos, $1.5 billion in renovations for one hotel to make it look like a giant guitar. And these guys are like bigger than a Catholic organization right now. Yeah, filthy rich. Anyway, despite obviously losing some money at the casino, but saving a ton by staying at a property about 10, 15 minutes away, going to a Guns N' Roses concert, which I know all the young guys out there listening, men, female, young investors like Guns N' Roses, did you say? It was fantastic in our day and age. Big Machine Gun Kelly now, I guess. I don't know if that's a good comparison. Probably not. We had a lot of beers, had fun. It was definitely a nice getaway, definitely something we needed. But more importantly, what does this say to the economy? What does it say of what's going on right now, where we're seeing massive inflation, massive inflation, and it could get even worse, especially if we pass the infrastructure plan.